For now, I'll do this because you're going to introduce me.
Hello and welcome back to the Chelmsford News Show. I'm Tom Christiano. Well, I'm very excited that I'm here with Jody Marchand, who runs an event out of Westford, right, every year?
It starts at the 4-H Fairgrounds every year in memory of my daughter Olivia. She had a horse, so it starts there. We have a 5K run or walk and a 6-mile, 23-mile, and 50-mile bike ride.
A 50-mile bike ride?
Yeah,
wow.
It's a little something for the Pan Mass people.
Which is fantastic. And today, we're here at Hart Pond on June 22nd, 2019. And today you'll see a lot of people going by. There's an event here for the PMC. It's a kids ride today. So I thought I'd meet Jody here and talk about her event coming up on July 14th.
July 14th, yes.
Yep, July 14th, 2019. And so your event is to raise funds for what cause, Jody?
It's for domestic violence. We raise money to give to Alternative House. The majority of the money goes, well, I should say this. A good amount of money goes to Alternative House, a shelter in Lowell. But we're also putting money in an endowment account. So eventually we can provide housing. Because if women are forced to vacate their home, they vacate with nothing. They haven't possibly been allowed to work. So we hope to be able to provide some sort of transitional housing.
That's wonderful, Jody.
I'm a victim of domestic violence. In February 1st, 2010, my husband shot and killed my daughter Olivia, who was 17. He shot me in the bullet went into my left temple, shattered my jaw, and now sits in my right shoulder. So
it's still there, Jody.
I live in physical pain forever as well as emotional pain.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Jody.
Thank you. Well,
so every year, how long have you been doing this event now to raise funds?
When the year anniversary date came up of losing her, I wanted to do something happy in her memory and fun, and friends came up with the idea of the bike ride. And so this is our 9th year having it.
Wow, wonderful. And do you appreciate or like doing it? That's not the right word.
Believe me, it's a wonderful day, but it's a mixed feeling. I don't want it,
yes.
But it's in her memory, so I will always have her remembered. And it's also to raise awareness and to raise money for those in need.
Yes, about awareness about domestic violence.
It's an extremely common problem. It's known 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 women are victims of abuse, which can be physical, but it also can be emotional. It's all about power and control. I was not physically abused, but he knew he had lost control at the end, and he wasn't going to have it.
Yes, it's so sad. And you spoke wonderfully, too. There was a kind of a gun control kind of event in Chelmsford a couple of years ago. Yeah, it was a walk for whatever.
Yes,
but anyway, something about
a march for students had put together a march, and it was in the month of March. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. There was like thousands of people on the Chelmsford Common. I think tons of people. I did videotape that as well. And you were such a wonderful speaker that day, Jody. I don't know how you could do it.
Thank you.
In fact, you speak in front of a number of groups, and
I'll speak to anyone that will listen. And I've been able to go into Boston now. I just got actually an award. And I also speak at school events and different organizations because it needs to be talked about. In fact, my goal is to speak to students 8th grade and up because I met my husband, I was only a year out of high school, and I'm having trouble getting into the schools, and it shocks me that they don't let me do that.
That is amazing.
It shocks me. Yes.
Wow. So you met your husband out of high school, you said?
I was a year out of high school. I met him. I was a server at a local restaurant. And, I believe it goes generation to generation. He was like 9 years older than me. And our first date, we went out in his fancy Thunderbird to a restaurant. And so I thought, this is good. This is fun. But it was a lot of years of abuse.
And unfortunately, he had at least one gun, right, in the house.
Oh, he had a lot of guns. He was a hunter, so I was used to hunting rifles being in the house, but unfortunately he had a powerful firearm called a Glock, and that's what he used to kill my daughter. Also, when the police opened up his safe, he had several dozen at least of unregistered guns. So it is a problem, a huge problem in our society that needs to be talked about as well.
Several dozen of unregistered guns?
Yes.
How does one find those? You don't know, right? Because
Well-
I would have no idea where to look for an unregistered gun.
I don't know where he got them, or he bought them maybe legally and then never bothered to register. I don't know if he had friends. I will never know, really, honestly. I don't know. I know unfortunately, my stepson wanted those because my husband had told him he could have them if anything were to happen to him. And because they were not in a will, I was fortunate. The police took them and sold them, and proceeds went to me because I can no longer work,
Yes.
thanks to my disability.
Oh, that's wonderful, Jody, that they
Yes,
did
that I was
sell the
able to
guns
do
and,
that.
and use it for a good cause and
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. But it's amazing that a lot of people don't realize just having a gun in the house, very often they're used in domestic situations where people just lose
Exactly.
their temper sometimes, and so that's why there's no gun in my house, because I would never want to lose my temper and do something that I shouldn't,
Well, there's a right for firearms, as we know, our Second Amendment rights, and I'm not against guns. I'm not against hunting, but people need to be more carefully, registered, and because let's face it, there's people that should not be allowed to have guns.
Yes, that's for sure. That's why I believe, we have to have a license to drive a car, right? It seems to me one should have to get a license throughout the country, I believe, to own a gun.
Right.
It just seems to be common sense to me. And I'm not in favor of assault weapons either being sold.
I mean, the gun that killed my daughter was called a Glock, and I looked up what that type of firearm is. It is not a hunting rifle. It's been used by the military, it's been used by police, and then in the article it said law-abiding citizens.
Yes, yeah, that's a famous name, I think, for I've heard of Glocks, for the
Very
guns and things.
powerful.
And so your event is coming up on July 14th this year, right? You don't have any idea how many people have signed up or anything, right? Or
I
how many
don't know
usually
yet,
attend?
but usually the attendance has grown, and I'd like to say I think we're about 400 people, and I hope it'll be even more. The longer we have it, the better attendance we have, and it gets more and more known in the town, in Westford as well as Chelmsford and other surrounding towns, because the bike ride goes through Acton and Concord, and Acton's nice enough to let me put up yard signs, and so I'm very fortunate. There's very good people out there.
There are. And so the miles for the rides again, could you tell us the options that people have? I know there's a
Yes.
50-mile ride.
There's a 50. I'll never see that one, but there's a 23-mile that's beautiful.
Oh, that's easy for me. I could do
23?
that.
Oh, then we'll see you there then.
I could do it. I hope so. Yeah, I hope to make it
But
there.
it's beautiful. It goes through Concord, Carlisle, and Acton. Absolutely beautiful. And then there's a 6-mile bike ride, which is great.
So
And-
even young people could do it, like 6 miles if they
Exactly.
wanted, their teenager, 10 years
or
old, with their
kids that are
parents.
young, yes, exactly.
That's fantastic.
And then the 5K run walk, which again kids do, and and young kids. And there's arts and crafts, and face painting, and a lot of fun things like that. We hope to do an obstacle course for kids. So yeah,
This is I should come by and cover it for the Chelmsford News too, right?
absolutely.
It's July 14th.
Yes.
Could you tell me the hours that I should...
Well, because of the 50-mile, it opens up pretty early. I want to say like 8 a.m. or something like that. This is the yard signs that you'll
Yeah.
see.
Oh, yeah,
with
good. We could
date
show
on
that,
it.
yep.
I'll have those everywhere. And then
Yes.
our poster,
Yes.
it shows that the event starts at, let's see, the 50 miles. 50 miles at 8:30, so you want to be there to register, by
the
like
50 miles
8
and
o'clock
everything.
probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, and it mentions the 50-mile, 23-mile, 5K run walk, 6-mile family ride.
Yes.
So
And then
starts at
there's
11
a
a.m.
barbecue. Most
barbecue.
most Most road races are a granola bar and a banana. We, however, have a lunch that is catered by Bianco's Catering, and then Kimball's Ice Cream is nice enough to donate ice cream and
That's
hot
fantastic.
dogs. It's a fabulous day.
And they donate the ice cream.
They
and does,
do.
Does Bianco's donate the food?
No,
too?
but they give us a very good price.
Oh, good,
They're nice
good.
enough to help us out every year.
That is
And then
wonderful.
we'll have raffles, silent auction, a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So just to reiterate, this is July 14th, right?
Yes.
It's about 3 weeks from today. Right?
Right.
And what day of the week is it? Do you remember? Is it a Saturday?
It's a Sunday,
Oh, it's
and
Sunday.
the 50 miles starts at 8:30, but the and the 23 miles starts at 10 a.m. and the 5K and the 6 mile run, they start at 11. So
At
that gives
11.
us plenty of time to come back and have lunch.
And if someone wants to come just to support the event, but not to bicycle or walk
Yes.
or run, they could do that as well, right?
Absolutely.
And make a donation or buy
Well,
something.
we did. We have for years not charged anyone for lunch, but this year, if you want to come for lunch, we'd love to have you. There will be a fee. I want to say it's only like $5, but it's going to a good cause.
Yeah, that's a good idea because maybe people could, if they could afford it, instead of just paying $5, they could donate maybe 10 or 15,
That would be.
and all that would
it's
go
all
towards
going
the
toward
organization.
a good cause. That's right.
Which helps people, as we mentioned in the beginning, with suffering from domestic abuse and
That's
dos-
right.
domestic violence. There's some shelters that you're helping to
That's
sponsor
right.
and pay for.
And also, by the way, we are a nonprofit, so if anyone would like to donate or sponsor, because we can certainly use sponsorship, the money is tax deductible because we are a nonprofit.
Which is fantastic, Jody. So could you mention the website too, where they could get a hold of you?
Yes.
Is it?
Hi, it's called the liveforlive.org, Live for FOR.org. We've got it written right here.
Liveforlive.org.
Yes.
Beautiful.
go there and
Liveforlive.org. So hopefully,
First, I want to say the first 200 or 300, I forget the exact number, they do get T-shirts and some fancy water bottles this year.
wow,
Very
that's nice.
fancy.
That's nice. And well, that sounds great, Jody. Is there anything else we should say before we go?
Just please, if you could donate, if you could sponsor, or just come and have it's a great day, it's a lot of fun, it's a great family day, and anyone that comes in, I forget, first and second place will get medals, so the kids love it.
Wonderful.
I love it.
Well, I hope to see you there on July 14th, Jody.
Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough, and I look forward to seeing you then.
Well, thank you so much, Jody Marchand, and it's great talking with you. And hopefully we could have even a bigger turnout at Jody's event this year on July 14th. Please sign up, or at least stop by on July 14th. If you stop by in the morning, I'm sure that you could come by around lunchtime. You could buy lunch there and make a donation at that time. So please stop by at the 4-H Fairgrounds.
And I will always, always, always want my daughter Olivia to be remembered, my 17-year-old beautiful senior in high school, and that girl should always be remembered in a happy way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jody. Thank you.